The Pinball Enterprise, and again, last I left off, I'm down to sanding the seams, which I got just a little more to do on the nacelles here with the old sanding stick, so I'll try to get that accomplished today. But I went ahead and I had to do some black painting, so what I did is I light blocked, and if you can see where the I call it battle damage sprays, this is actually where the LED is shining through the kit, and you can actually see the light spot on there. And what I did is just took the airbrush and just airbrushed the spots where the light shined through. Even did that on the bottom there, and a few other little places on the cell where it's just a lot of light shines through. But that's the way I light block models. I don't like to light block the whole thing. I think it I know it's more work. There's some models you probably have to do it, but I like the raw plastic when you do lights. I think it gives it more of a realistic look, especially when you see the decks of the ship and just little things. And I just think it makes it glow a little bit better. But that's the way I do it. I know some people don't agree with that, but I wanted to show that before I got any farther. So after I get done sanding the seams and get all the prep work done, I want to do a little bit of masking, and then I'll probably start doing the base coat. But just I gotta go in and sand a little few extra places, and we can pretty much start painting. And it's just basically going to be enamel white, because once I put white on here, once you start putting the Aztec decals on, and everything will start popping. But anyway, sanding, and then we'll do some masking, and then we'll start getting ready to paint. And then I may do a little shading on it, just to make it just a tad bit unique. But anyway, I wanted to show you that because I probably may be a step ahead and wanted to video it because that's how I do things when I do updates, and I don't have to email everyone. This is what I have been doing on the Pinball Enterprise. So more on that very, very soon. The Baby Driver car, I got one more coat of paint on the hood there, and I basically need to shoot some future on it, and I need to wipe it down. I got a lot of sanding dust on it. But anyway, we'll get that cleaned up, and I'll probably shoot some future. But I had to, down here on the bottom, I had to drill out or recess the lights that go on the front there, and I filled them in with Avi's epoxy sculpt, and then just took a drill bit and recessed them in. And then I'm going to take some white paint, and I'm going to paint them white, and then I'll take probably some 5-minute epoxy, and if you can see my little lens there, I got 2 of them, and I'll just glue them in, and they should look like lights on the Baby Driver car. But then the Baby Driver car's got blacked out rims, so again, reason they had black paint out, had to do some light blocking, do some rim painting, but I got them painted, and got the gas cap painted, and hopefully we're almost done with the Baby Driver car. So probably a day or 2 on that, and we will continue on with that. Spitfire, I shot a little bit of primer on it. I gotta basically I need to find a pole and rig one up, and then I need to go get a pilot so I can put that in and get the cockpit painted, and then get the canopy on and masked, so that way everything's on and be ready for paint, and we'll see what colors we will paint that. But anyway, more on that later. And the BHP0790, I'm finished with it. I went back in and wherever I did, I took Mr. Silver, and I took some of this middle stone, and basically the middle stone did some dry brushing. It's very, very faint. If you can see it, I like to do the highlights on the very high points on stuff just to give it a little effect. Finished with the pigments, and I did the silver there on the edges of the tracks. If you can, I don't even know if you can actually see it, but it's one of those, just gives it just a little bit of just a little more character. And So I'm pretty much done with that. I'm going to seal it with, not a flat, I'm actually going to seal it with the pigment binder that actually dries flat, so or a matte finish, and I think it'd be ready to go. So I'm going to finish this up today. If you want to see more pictures of it, it will be probably on all the social media, especially Facebook. It'll be an album if you want to see all the different views, and I will get this off the workbench and to its owner next week, because I go drop it off at a figure store here in town, and we will start the Devil's Anvil over here, which I think is pretty darn slick. I just think it's a very unique design. But anyway, we'll start that probably tomorrow or first part of this week. So Devil's Anvil is up next. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. We are doing some light blocking on the Pinball Enterprise, primering the Spitfire, the Baby Driver car, getting its blacked out rims and painted hood, and we finishing up the VK7201. So that's what I got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.